Governor for speak.
Thank you, Mr. Deputy Speaker. Me sawe all leaders like vote. Me one bell. Just a couple of issues that me like raising. Plenty time you me say bring in bill when really what we need is a policy. And I think that's the point that I want to make to the good minister. I think the minister means well. Me plus I got all committee hearings, I'm setting up on them department blame. Also can make him contribution below, so I know he means well. My concern is that, and you know, I also support what some of my colleagues have already said earlier. A lot of these things already exist. Miblalo province, Mibla got community development and staff. Igudan Olgatalo district, he got all officer staff. The issue that everybody faces is one of funding. And so when I look through this bill, inside lo desla bill too, all it all same. All by God now, all by God lo same halfway. Me plus a go long lo finding funding here, all two by God lo same half. All by God lo National Planning Department, all by God lo Finance Department. Now me bla province too, where me bla got this law existing system. Me bla two by God lo same half lo. Prime location same funding. So it brings me to my first point. Does the department really need a bill, or does it need a policy? And when I say that, there's already a policy in place, which is the integrated community development policy. And I think it's been in place for a number of years now. So, question to me, igolo minister na department mosem. Time this la policy am step in place. Have you carried out an audit to see the success of the policy or not? If you haven't carried out an audit, then on what basis you play, convince him you play yet or same? Now you may need him act. Me yet me feel also proper way of working me most. You play putting policy past them. You play try and running policy. You play go na working audit lo display policy. Now suppose you got some failure inside lo display policy, then you play come long. Parliament na, you play working one bill na talk, oh look, me play like implementing policy, but you got roadblock all same so. Now me play needing bill or making policy work. I think plenty time me looking also all departmental heads no go to like impressive minister na. All by carrying one bill you go to minister na talking minister you seems like go flow na you go na present him na over man by support him na. I'm also one bla tick can and double name you. But what implements things is not law. What implements things is policy. And I think primary role blow you play all ministers. I'm law bringing policy. Policy come whereby this la through law this la policy. Mipla ogada can look in space blow mipla. Space blow national government, space blow you yet or some department blow you na minister, space blow provincial governments, all DDA, na all LLG law. How mipla by implementing this la policy blow you? Because look him recently mipla come through one them all issues blow gender violence and this la kind. Okay, those issues were raised on the floor. Now you look in all the province all start law establishing all GBV committee belong all police department through the work on the police department all local establishing all FSB units. You see, these are all happening as a result of policy. They're not happening as a result of law. So I just wanted to caution you, Minister. Me sawasam you mean well, but time me look through law here. Me no looking one nubla something where this la billion by achieving. Because it doesn't solve the fundamental problem. The fundamental problem is still one of funding. How do we get funds to these areas where Mibla need him long? Like you talk about community development, Mibla got all house mama staff. Iguran ogata, Mibla got lo Maprik, Mibla got lo Vivek, Engoram. They are trying to establish those institutions where by supporting community. And these are community-based organizations, and we are trying to support them with funding. When I'm legally money, Mipla province got, Mipla try to give them all to. All DDA too, try to fund them all. So everything that you are trying to do, good minister, already exists. So, what if me am also, this la bill blow you by no achieving one bla no bla something. That's my concern. And I think it's a concern that I want to sort of elevate, you all get all minister. You can't pass them on the policy blah. I me believe was step one. Okay, behind you bring him report lo this la policy blah. I've been in parliament now, I'm close to 8 years now. Minus I looking one report law policy where one department they may develop him, I try to implement him. where you play gonna second policy you play work on nogatna. Bian kisim report ikam lo mibla leader lo hiana. Or some scale him this find him out lo ibla. I haven't seen that yet. And I've been here going on 8 years now. And that's not a criticism, it's just a statement of fact. So, milag encouraging you minister. Part lo work lo ibla. Lo developing this law policy. Number 2 part lo ibla. And this comes back to what the Honorable Soroy Aoe was talking about the other day now. Mino bin contribute because I wanted to hear the contributions from other members. You know, for example, PHA come inside. Time PHA come inside, ECP, health, blah. The country ranked us 21 out of 22 provinces. As a result of the implementation of the PHA, we are now ranked 11 out of 22 provinces. So, by implementing the PHA, the Department of Health themselves has now ranked, lo ranking blongole oli soy mosem, ECP improved 10 places with the implementation of the PHA. We had almost 200, 200 or 300 aid posts only pass. Mible nogat workman lo this law aid post. PHA come inside with their work with Department of Personnel Management. Only kirap, only recruit him close to 140 plus community health workers just this year. So that this law aid post pass here, we can put people in there. Now again, the report by the good minister does not take into account those things as a performance towards improvement or otherwise. They just look at a section 119 report and based on that report, they make an assessment. Nobody came down to ECP. I have been the governor now for going on 8 years. There has not been one single audit by any department in ECP. I remember when the Honorable Rainbow Paita was Minister for Finance, I invited him. There was some funding put aside to come and do a financial audit of ECP provincial government. It never took place. And that's not a criticism, I'm just stating a fact. And I still say to all of the ministers, one of the ways that you can achieve your outcomes is by 1, having a policy, and 2, come down to the provinces and do audits. This is the thing that's missing. Everyone complains about spending money, but nobody does any audits. And my question is, whose job is that? In terms of community development, good minister, should your department not come down to ECP, take a look at what is happening, and then come back and make an assessment? Now, this is the same yardstick you can't come to ECP here. Karimigulo Morobe, Karimigulo East New Britain, Karimigulo Chimbu, and then based on that, you come back and give him feedback inside this house. We need an independent verification of whether these policies are working or not. And I submit to you humbly, good Prime Minister, you don't need an act to support the work you're doing. We are all supporting the work you are doing because it is important work. But I urge you, Karim this like go back past them now. Sit down, talk to a good one time, Secretary Blue. Do you really need these things? It says here that you want to develop a system. Now, if I look at section 4, you don't describe how that system should look like. There's no diagrams or anything to tell any of us how that system will work. That system only comprises all of the existing players all having a big meeting. That's not a system. That's just more bureaucracy. So we don't need more bureaucracy, good minister. We need to know if the current integrated community development plan, policy, delivering these outcomes where you like him long or not. And then after that, give us a plan B if it's not working. And again, I'm not saying this to you as a criticism, I want to help you. Because suppose you make something hard now, you've got a law that suddenly enforcing over the players, and it's a faulty law. It adds an additional burden of bureaucracy on top of one work where we are already struggling to do. You know, this year, ECP provincial government, we decided to, because we play strengthening all LLGs, working all same kind of work where you like him long. Me play strong imi go finish, me play put him sabla money can because all ward only complain na talk. Money go lo LLG, emi no come up lo ward. So this year we want to send 4,000 kina down to all our wards so that they can do the kinds of work that you are talking about. What's our problem? Money where emi come suppose to start inside the national budget, you know come. So we haven't funded the LLGs and we haven't funded the wards because what was promised in the annual budget, the annual Papua New Guinean budget, did not arrive. So emi bring him lo second come back lo same problem where you like deal one them inside lo this la bill, the issue of funding. One and no funding by you kissing lo operating this la bill blah. Is there new funding coming from somewhere? If not, then I submit to you humbly, you by still got same old problem where you like solving one this la bill. So my advice to you is that I cannot support this bill because me feel also you've been misled by your department. I'm feeling gloomy. When I think about the contributions by my own community development people, particularly my deputy administrator, Mr. Kami, na work na team lems I make him. Miss also plenty work. People like him, they are doing it. But they are doing it under difficult circumstances because funding me plus a scaling na try and give him all. Plenty time him heavy him also got him lo this la. If you were to go in and submit to the national budget that you need extra money to do your work inside the provinces, now you brook him this little money, now you sally me go down. I am sure we could make sure the funds go to the right places to achieve the outcomes that you are looking for. That's my submission to you. So, in fairness to you, and in good conscience, me no naplo supporting this la bill, because me at meeting osem, you need lo come back na talk savelo mi along. Effectiveness of this policy where we start in place for a while and then tell us why that policy has failed or succeeded because you haven't done that and it's not your fault. That should be coming from your secretary. So with that, Mr. Deputy Speaker, support Blomilo Minister and Mr. Tapiat, but for this bill in this particular case, and by no God. Thank you very much.